Why hello you amazing beautiful people, and welcome back to another anime reaction video. By the way, I'm literally deciding what anime videos I'm reacting to by reading the comment section. So let me know in the comment section what other anime reactions you would like to see. Simply go down below, put your recommendations there, and let me know what other reactions you would like to see on this channel. Whether they're like random top 10 or funny moments or random anime videos or openings or anything like that. I'm literally going to read the comments on this video. I'm going to see what's the most upvoted, and that's what I will react to. But something I've wanted to do for a while is this video right here, which is the top 10 most underrated animes that you have never seen. And I'm also curious to see if I have seen any on this list. And the reason I want to do this is because a lot of people have been saying in my comment section recently that it is a shame how many hidden gems there are out there, how many anime series float under the radar. And I thought it would be nice to do a video where we shine a light on maybe some that deserve to have a light shined on them, you know? And use this platform for good. I don't know if this video is going to do that well for views just because they're called underrated anime, which means they probably don't have the biggest fan bases, which means this video might not do well for views. But either way, I wanted to check out these anime, maybe put some of them on my list, and get your opinions on ones that I should watch and if you think these are underrated. You know, I feel like this is a video that we needed to do, so let's do it. Press that like button, press that subscribe button, shout out the channel Senpai X, link to their channels in the description. They're the ones who made this video, so go support them. And let's jump into my first time ever reaction to the top 10 most underrated anime that you have never seen.
With the rising popularity in anime industry, the production rate has grown significantly as well. While there's some amazing anime and weird anime, there's a hidden untapped brilliance that
Wait, what anime was that? That wasn't Konosuba, was it?
And weird anime.
Oh, is that vending machine? What the fuck is it? Reborn as a vending machine. Now I wander the dungeon. How does a vending machine wander?
Untapped brilliance that lies in wait. Here's 10 of the most underrated anime that deserve more attention.
Let's do it.
Starting off with a goofy anime, we have Eden Zero. This anime is created by Hiro Mashima. He's the same author as Fairy Tail. And while the characters are pretty much one-to-one copy of Fairy Tail, the story is totally different.
What was it? The sound effect for the physics showcase? Well done. That's good editing.
And while the characters are pretty much one-to-one copy of Fairy Tail, the story is totally different.
Okay.
We follow the story of Shiki, who's been surrounded by machines his whole life at an amusement park called Granbell Kingdom.
Oh.
One day, Rebecca and Happy arrive to make the videos for the B-Cube channel. But what they get is a socially awkward Shiki. The story follows the adventures of Shiki and his friends as they embark on this space journey to find the legendary goddess known as Mother. It's pretty
I feel like I could also go on a space journey to find a legendary goddess known as Mother. Maybe there's a bit of, is his name Shiki? I feel like Shiki, there's a bit of Shiki in all of us, you know? I feel like Shiki, this dude who's staying at this amusement park, gets approached and he's like, do you want to go find this goddess? He's like, no. He's like, here's a picture of her. When do we leave?
As they embark on the space journey to find the legendary goddess known as Mother. It's pretty much a fairy tale but in space. So if that sounds good
like
to you,
Thanos on that like planet or whatever.
Cute anime girls, Yuri, Gundam, and action. It's a weird mix, but somehow...
Is The Witch of Mercury underrated? I've had loads of people recommend this one to me. Was it not as popular? By the way, I should probably explain something before we go into this video. I don't want to see the comments of people like moaning about what could be considered underrated. So I'm a hypocrite because I shouldn't say something's underrated. But I was going to continue my statement saying, is it underrated? I've seen loads of comments, but maybe it's not as big as it should have been. And that's what led me to say this, because underrated, in my opinion, is not if something is tiny. Underrated is if something deserves to be bigger. You know, even if something is huge, if it deserves to be more huge, then it is underrated, you know? Because 86 is an example. Everyone who's a fan of 86 says that they think 86 is underrated. And if for some reason you get people who just come out and they're like the anti-6 underrated crew, and they come out with their fucking banners, and they're like, it's not underrated! It's actually very big! And it's really annoying because it's like, it is underrated. Underrated doesn't mean no one saw it or it wasn't big. Underrated means it deserved to be bigger. That's what it means. So just chill out, okay? When people say something's underrated, you don't need to go at the throat for them saying it.
Yuri, Gundam, and action. It's a weird mix, but somehow The Witch from Mercury delivers them all well into one
But I thought
amazing
Witch of
anime.
Mercury
And
was
no,
big.
You don't have to watch any
Like
Gundam
very
series
big.
before this.
But maybe
the
it
story
wasn't
takes
as big as
place
it needed
during
to
an
be.
era when corporations have entered the space and built a huge
The music from
economic
it is
system.
amazing.
You follow the story of Suletta and Murin, and the girls confront the mighty curse that Gundam brings to them. The characters have great personalities and can be relatable. Season 1 is mostly focused on their school life and character building, while in Season 2 they explore more Gundam-like themes like war, politics, and more thrilling fights. It has a lot of intense action
animation
and some
looks
shocking
very
scenes that will
good.
leave you speechless.
Also, I'm enjoying the fact that all of these are like very spoiler free, and the animation was gorgeous.
For our next pick, we have Deaimon Recipe for Happiness.
Never heard
it's
of
a
this.
light-hearted anime
Eden
about
Zero I felt like
Nago,
I'd heard of.
prodigal son of a family who owns
Eden
a
Zero looked
sweet
good, by the
shop
way.
in Kyoto. But upon hearing his father being hospitalized, he returns to take over the family business. But
The animation
instead,
for this looks
he's
really
asked
nice
to be
too.
the father of Itsuka, a girl who worked while he was gone, and now everyone calls her the successor of the shop. This show really reminds me of Barakamon and Usagi Drop, which both I thoroughly enjoyed. It's a wholesome slice of life with a sweetness that I can't explain, and should definitely get
What is
more
he wearing on his
spotlight
head?
than it already has.
An onion. Okay.
A Raven consort lives deep within the palace.
This is what I'm liking. The fact that I don't know these. Because that just showcases the title of the video is working. You know, I haven't heard of these, never mind seen them. I haven't heard of this one either. The animation already in art style looks similar to Apothecary Diaries.
She isn't an emperor, but instead, she has supernatural powers. Be it finding a lost item or inflicting painful curses, the consort can take on any request. Shoshua is very quiet and introverted, which makes her character really relatable to many. This anime is a mystery of the episode kind of series, with Shoshua resolving.
Again, I know I've said this like every single thing that's popped on this list, every single anime so far, but the animation looks amazing again. The animation looks stunning here.
And inflict in every episode. It's also really
The colours are
aesthetically
gorgeous,
pleasing, and
yeah.
overall, it's a hidden gem.
We're getting
Love
through these
After
quickly.
Domination is a rom-com with a twist. You follow the story of lovebirds Fudo Aikawa and Desumi Magahara.
Like
Fudo,
spin-off
aka
characters
the
from My
Red
Hero
Power
Academia or
Ranger,
something.
is a hero to all people. And on the other hand, we have Desumi, who's the member of the shadow organization called Gecko. In the public eye, they're mortal enemies, but in secret, they love each other. The director of this anime was assistant director of Bunny Girl Senpai. This show
I'm gonna say right now, Bunny Girl Senpai has some of the best character. I say this every time, and I will say it every time. Some of the best character dialogue I've ever seen in any anime ever. I love that anime. It's fantastically well done. If anyone who worked on that is working on any other anime, you have my interest immediately. I also love the idea of this. A hero and a villain who fight each other, but behind the scenes are like dating. This would be like if Batman and Poison Ivy started dating, which would be, you know, well done, Batman. This is a really cool idea. I could also see how the hero might fall in love with the villain. What I'm saying. Plus, the other way around. The hero himself is shredded and jacked and huge. You know, he's a good-looking guy. I can see how these two would fall for each other. This is a very cool idea, actually. I really like this.
each other. The director of
Looks
this
fun.
anime was assistant director of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Fun and cheeky.
This show is such a cute and
As long as it is an anime cliche and they're not actually in a relationship, but they like each other and they kind of like flirt with each other and like each other a little bit, but they never make it official because the characters, for some reason, anime can never be tied down. So the whole time they're just kind of flirting, kind of liking each other, but not actually a couple. If they're actually a couple and actually in love, then it's a very fun idea. If it's an anime cliche fucking rom-com bollocks thing where they're not actually a couple and they're just cheekily flirting with each other for 10 damn seasons, then I don't care. I'm done with that trope, man.
Whose humor focuses on romance in a dumb
The only time I will accept it is Kaguya-sama Love is War. That anime is literally peak 10 out of 10. I don't want to hear anything.
world, and you should definitely check this out.
Please make them actually a couple, please.
The next pick is a mind-boggling supernatural mystery anime that will leave you stranded on the internet in search of answers.
Okay.
Sonny Boy starts with an unexpected incident, which transports the high school students into an alternate dimension called the world.
The world.
Some people
I've
start
heard of
awakening unique powers, and the students deal with unique challenges that each world presents.
This
The
looks
student council
interesting.
tries to impose, but the
What
students
happened to
with
that guy?
unique powers rebel against their strict control. Soon they found out that this world itself has set of rules, and following them is necessary for survival. The kids are tasked to make sense
What
of this
the
mysterious
hell
world,
is this?
all while trying to find a way back to the one world that matters: home. The show is complex with an abstract
Wow.
storytelling. It's a thought-provoking anime that leaves the conclusion and the message on the viewer's interpretation. The anime is created by Madhouse Studios and the creative freedom is mind-blowing. It's a wild ride and you'll be fascinated what this anime has to offer. The next
That anime looks fucking awesome. Art style, very, like, just, I don't know the word, captivating. The story looks heavily intense and dark with, like, bit of sinister sort of elements to it. I think that looks great. That one looks very, very good.
anime is for people who like balls. The story is about Ashito.
Do you like balls? I'm just going to leave you with that question.
The next anime is for people who like balls. The story is about Ashito, a middle schooler who believes to be the greatest striker in the world and inspires to be a professional. He aims to join a good football club in high school, but due to his bad temper, his team ends up losing a tournament.
My guy just said football club. I swear every video online says soccer, and I don't even like football. I don't watch it. I don't support a football team. I'm not a big fan of football. I don't hate it. It's just not for me. I'm an ice hockey fan. As a British person, it's kind of random. As a British person to not watch football but to watch ice hockey, unheard of. But yeah, so I'm not even a fan. But hearing someone call it football always makes me happy, just because that's the name. That would be like if here in the UK we just took baseball and called it something else. You know, like, the name is football. That's what it's fucking called.
Good football club in high school, but due to his bad temper, his team ends up losing a tournament. He loses all hope, but coincidentally, someone important had been watching the tournament.
That
the
guy.
anime doesn't have any insane hype moments like Haikyuu.
That guy literally looks like the dude from Oshinoko, just from that one shot.
Edgy animation like Blue Law. But the story and the characters is what makes this anime stand out from the rest.
Interesting.
At third place, we have Vivy Fluorite Eye Song. For this anime, I would definitely go in blind. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna give you anything about the story in this video. Just trust me and watch the anime. I myself overlooked this anime until it got recommended by someone. Coincidentally, I went in blind and loved every second of it. The arts...
I am surprised to see this on here, and also not surprised. One, I can understand why people would say it's underrated, but two, again, similar to the Witch of Mercury, I assumed Vivy's Fluorite Eye Song was quite big. But again, like my statement says, just because something's big doesn't mean it's not underrated. Vivy's Fluorite Eye Song, in my opinion, is fantastic. Now, I had some issues with the ending. I didn't like the ending. For me, wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be, but I'm not going to spoil things at all. I don't want to say too much because it is a very good anime. I would say it is, I'm guessing what is going to be said here, it is beautiful. The animation and art style is stunning. The story is very, very good, and it has a lot of dark moments that just grab you. In terms of like characters, I think they're very well done, and like I said, the complications of the story is very good too. The only issue I had with the entire series was the ending. I felt like the ending was about to be perfect, and then they had to do a last minute like kind of fan catering thing. And if they didn't do that fan catering thing, I honestly feel like I would have considered it one of my all-time favorite animes, 10 out of 10. I still think it's incredible.
Style is perfect. The animation is perfect. Not to mention the soundtracks are just perfect.
Yeah.
This anime will ignite your souls with emotions. Make you
All
sad,
facts.
make you happy, and sometimes excited. It's only 13 episodes, and once you start, I'm sure you'll watch the entire show.
Yeah.
Truly a modern day masterpiece.
I agree. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. And like he said, it's only 13 episodes. Super easy to get through. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
With the burst of popularity in genres like isekai anime, mecha genre is usually at the bottom of any weeb's list.
It's so funny because I would say 86 is the #1 anime that people say is underrated. And literally, when I first got into the anime community, it was the one that everyone told me is underrated, I need to watch. It's also the one that everyone says they'll love. And I will say this right now. In my life, I've never met someone that's been recommended this that hasn't fallen in love with it. I truly believe, and I don't get why it's such a shame that some people are like so anti, like, just the hype around it, you know, for people who have watched it and the fan base around it. I don't understand it. If you're one of those people, you really need to just, like, chill out, alright? Because it doesn't make any sense. It's very strange. And, do you know what? I bet those are the same people that when someone puts Attack on Titan in their top 3, they call them, like, I don't know, a normie or whatever, you know? And it's like, oh, so mainstream, you got Attack on Titan in your top 3? Yes, because Attack on Titan is fucking incredible. Like, what does it matter? If it's the most popular, hugest anime, mainstream anime or whatever, you know, so was Game of Thrones when it was out. But Game of Thrones was fucking incredible too, other than last season. You know, Lord of the Rings. You're not cool or quirky if you say Lord of the Rings is your favorite movie, because Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King, was one of the most Oscar-nominated films of all time. It is argument the franchise alone makes billions and billions. It's huge. Same with Star Wars these days. May it rest in peace. But you know what I mean. And it's the same with Attack on Titan. You would like Attack on Titan deserves to be in most people's top 3, which is why I don't understand when people are like shy of putting it in there, like embarrassed. And then when it is in there, people get complaining about the mainstream thing. And it's the same with 86. It always upsets me when I see people recommend 86 to someone says it's underrated, and then they'll get like 5 comments of people replying, moaning at them, going, "It's not underrated! It's not underrated, man! There was like 3 towns in Japan that loved that anime, man! What are you talking about?" It's like, yes, it was underrated, because 86 deserves to be held up there with the fucking big boys, but it isn't. It just isn't.
Genres
and it
like
deserves
isekai
to be.
anime, mecha
It's
genre is
fucking
usually
awesome.
at the bottom of any weeb's list. 86 doesn't sound anything special at first, until you
So
realize the
good.
dark story that lies behind the number.
I'm going to say right now, I'm guaranteed this video is going to have light spoilers. If you want to watch 86, I would recommend skipping past this part, just to be safe, okay? But if you also want to watch 86 and don't mind light spoilers, then hang around, because it's probably going to sell it for you.
Story sets in the
But
Republic
going into it blind is the best way to watch it.
of San Magnolia, who's been at war with the Gaiden Empire for 9 years. The Republic developed autonomous units called Juggernaut. The public believes that the combat machines are being run by machines, but it's just a mere propaganda. In reality, the Juggernauts are secretly being piloted by a sector of humans called 86, who are persecuted and stripped of their rights by the racist-led Alba government. This series delves deep into the emotional struggles of its characters,
good.
exploring themes like trauma, loss, and the delicate bonds of camaraderie. Each episode is a masterclass in storytelling, seemingly blending the character development with intense action sequences that will leave you on the edge of your seat. The last pick is hella biased, but I don't care.
I will say, the hella biased, but I don't care. Love that. This guy is awesome. Yeah, I did an entire reaction series to 86 ages ago. You can see it on G.O.T Extra if you want to watch it with me, or you can catch it on Patreon. It honestly, for me, is like, I don't even care. I honestly don't. I don't even care, because I know I'm going to get shit in the comments for just, like, what I'm saying. I know people are going to be angry at me. I don't care. I fucking love it. I think it's an amazing show. It's one of my top 5. I love it so much. I think it is fucking amazing. I really do. Outstanding damn anime, man. 86 is so good. I love it so much. So much. And the thing is, if you haven't watched it because it's not finished, it's fine. It wraps up in quite a nice way that it doesn't need another season. It wraps up in a way where it doesn't need another season, but it could easily have another season. That's all I'll say.
In Ousama ranking, we
Ranking
witness
of
the story
Kings.
of Boji, a boy who's unable to speak, hear, or wield the sword.
I've always
but
wanted to
dreams
watch
be
this.
the strongest in the world, like his father. He's not a typical heir to the throne, and his kingdom agrees. But one day, he encounters Kage, a shadow who swears to be his loyal companion. The two embark on an adventure and overcome any obstacle, even becoming a king. To start off, the plot gets more and more interesting as the story develops. Boji is a unique and yet relatable character, who despite all his hardships, doesn't lose hope. The bond between Kage and Boji will make you emotionally invested from episode 1. The anime premise in general is totally unique. The art style is excellent, and Wit Studio went above and beyond
God,
with
it looks
the anime
very
budget.
good.
There was decent hype for this show, but if you haven't watched it for some reason, what are you waiting for? Tell me in the comments which anime do you think deserves more attention and why. I hope you have an amazing day, and see ya.
Ranking of Kings, number 1. Again, another anime I've heard of, don't know too much about, but everyone I know who's seen it tells me how good it is. So I can't say it doesn't deserve that spot. it's something that so many people have recommended. It's something I've always been curious about as well, just because one, the music is amazing around it, and two, the art style and story looks very, as the word was, unique. It does look very unique. Whenever I check it out or anything to do with it, I can't compare it to anything else. So I definitely kind of get those vibes from it as well. This was a really fun list to do. Like I said, I'm not expecting this video to do crazy well, but I did want to shine a light on these series, because I get comments a lot of the time where people saying, like, you know, on this channel we only watch like the mainstream stuff or the bigger stuff, and I feel like we don't. Maybe on G.O.T games we do, but not on our second channel, G.O.T Extra. I feel like we don't. I feel like comparatively to other channels, we haven't seen a lot of the biggest anime, like maybe like half of them, but a lot of the other anime we've seen, I think, is evident by this, where we've seen anime like 86, we've seen anime like Vivy, Fluorite song, you know, we've seen these like lesser known animes apparently, so as well. And on Twitch, you guys really get a chance to like vote for things. Like, for example, we're currently watching Log Horizon on G.O.T Extra, and everyone loves Log Horizon that's seen it. And apparently, according to my comment section over there, there's like very, very, very few channels that have watched all of Log Horizon. And people are like very excited about that. And I always try to make it as diverse as possible, but at the end of the day, it does just come down to you guys. And I think that's part of what's made the channel so fun to just like be on, is the fact that it's controlled by you, the viewer. And from day one, I've stuck to that rule. I've always said all my content will be voted for and controlled by you guys, and it still is right now. I only react to stuff that comes from my comment section, and when we react to anime, it's all voted for in tournaments. I never pick things myself, because I always liked the idea of this channel being, because I always like the whole reason G.O.T Games even exists is because a few years ago, there was a lot of YouTubers I followed, and as they got bigger, like when they were smaller channels, they would like reply to comments, they would like talk to the audience, and as they got bigger, they just stopped doing that, and they vanish, and they turn them, and they put themselves in an emotional state of being a celebrity. And then suddenly they don't interact with their audiences, and you'll see videos where people will say like, I don't even read my YouTube comments anymore, and I've just found that really disappointing. I was like, it's such a shame that like this fan base doesn't get to interact with you anymore, because you now see yourself as too famous to interact with them. And I was like, it's just a shame. So the whole point in G.O.T Games was, I love the idea of creating a channel where the audience can always interact with the viewer. You know, the person on the screen. You know, me. Like, the audience can always interact with me. They can always comment. I reply to as many as I can. I read as many as I can. If you're a member on Patreon, you get to DM me and speak to me on Patreon as well. On stream, we have like 2 half-an-hour segments where we just interact with chat, like direct questions and stuff. You know, I wanted it to be, and we've done that from day one, and we've done it now. You know, we're at a point now where we're a lot bigger than we were when we started, and it's a lot more difficult to maintain, but I still do it because, I always wanted this channel to feel like that. I always wanted this channel to feel like it never changed. You know, that from day one it's still the same as it is now. And then I felt like I also love that the audience can take a blank slate. You know, someone like me who had never watched anime, who hadn't seen a lot of the artists or singers or music that we react to, and take this person and just give them the stuff, give them the content. Because how many times in our lives do we have friends or family members that will recommend a TV show or a book or a movie to, or a band, and they just never ever do it? Like, I bet all of you right now have a person in your life that you've recommended something to that you know that person would love, but that person has made no effort to consume it. You know, for an example right now, and on Christmas, I bought my one of my friends and my dad a book that I knew they would both love. And I said to my wife, my dad will never read it, ever. I've written and published my own book. My dad has never even read that. And that is because my dad is one of these people who I love to bits, but you know, we're very different people, and he'll vocalize support, but he won't actually show it. You know, like he's one of those people who's like, will say he does things but won't do them. So I know he'll never read that book. And but I got it for him anyway, and I even said it to when I gave it to him. I was like, I know you're never gonna read this, and he was like, well, I'm gonna prove you wrong. It's now February. He still hasn't read it. He got it on Christmas. He still hasn't even opened it. In fact, when I called him up, he said because he was moving house, he doesn't even know where it is anymore. Isn't that sad? And I know he would love it. And I actually said to him it would mean a lot to me if he read it. And yeah, there you go. But anyway, changed that to my friend read it straight away. Started reading it the day he got it and has been reading it ever since. And he's telling me how much he loves it. And that is the difference, right? And I knew my friend would. And that's what I mean. How nice it is to be able to have someone in your life that you can recommend things to, and they actually watch it. They react to the YouTube videos. You know, you get to say like on this channel, you get to be like, yo, look, check out this. And there's a chance I'm gonna watch it. You know, obviously there's a lot of recommendations, but I get through as many as I can. And like, because in our lives, we don't get a person like that. There's no one we know that we can just recommend stuff to and they go and watch. So I wanted this channel to be that place for people. And I love that it is. So that's why I wanted to do this video. 10 underrated anime. I thought we could shine a light on them. You guys can tell me loads about them in the comment section. And on top of that, maybe the comments are going to tell me some other underrated anime that deserve to be on this list as well. And together, we can all recommend stuff to each other. And you guys can recommend stuff to me. I really want this channel to maintain that symbol forever. And so far, 2.5 years in, it still does. So thank you so much for everyone who watches my videos. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. And let me know what else you would like me to react to. Have yourself an amazing day. Shout out to Senpai X. Link to their channel is in the description. And as always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.